Hello, Easy Nation, and what is that time of year again? So last year I recorded a video game collection, and for some reason it did not, it would not work. It would not process, and I was like, I'm not putting that all back out there. So that video did not come out. So in my mind, this is the second year of me doing my video game collection. So really, this is my first year doing my video game collection, but really it's the second year. But so yeah. So I'm not gonna do generation video, unlike what Rainy Cage is doing right now, because I don't have enough video games to really do a complete collection. Because I love video games. It's something that I don't do on this channel a lot. But I'm more into movies, but these are the games that I have collected over the years. These are the games that have been in my collection. I have some games that I've had since I was a kid and all the way to adult. So first off, we're going to start with my N64, which I don't even have an N64, but I can't get rid of these games because I just enjoy them so much. So the first game I have is Star Wars Pod Racer. It's a pod racing game, which was a great game. I actually enjoyed it. I believe I have a recollection on the Nintendo Switch on digitally. That's cool. The original Pokemon Snap. I want to play that new Pokemon Snap, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So I really do enjoy that one. And then I have both Pokemon Stadium. I love Pokemon Stadium, but the one I really remember playing the most was Pokemon Stadium 2. Pokemon Stadium 2 was absolutely one of my favorite games. And I wish Nintendo would make another Pokemon Stadium game. I think that would be really, really cool. Alright, now we're going to move on to my PlayStation game. I only own one PlayStation game, and I guess I've gotten rid of them or just can't find what happened to my old ones. And that is, I've rebought Spyro 2 Rictos Rage. I love this game. It's my favorite Spyro game. And I'll talk more about Spyro, but it was just we had a gamer store in Eddyville one time, and I was like, hey, they have Spyro. I want to buy that. Alright, now it's time to move on to my Game Boy Color games. I still have my original Game Boy Color. It still works and everything. I'm very proud of that my child brain was able to protect my Game Boy games. So my first game, which I had Pokemon Red, but I have Pokemon Blue. I love Pokemon Blue. It was such a good game of my childhood. Still works and everything. Pokemon Silver. Love Pokemon Silver. The game works. It just, I have to replace the chip at the back because the game won't save. I'd love to get that saved so I can replay me some Pokemon. And also Pokemon Gold. I prefer Gold to Silver because I like Ho-Oh better than Lugia. And then I have Pokemon Crystal, which was the kind of sequel to Pokemon Gold and Silver. And Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal is my favorite Pokemon game because once you beat the game, you get to go back into the original region and recapture the Pokemon that you were trying to get the last time. So I love Crystal and I love all three of them. My last game, this wasn't in alphabetical order. The rest of them will be, and that is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Love Chamber of Secrets game. This is a game that I was like, I'll play it. It was mindless fun. It was basically like an RPG, like old Final Fantasy games. I'm gonna move on next to my Game Boy Advance games. So I have Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. This is where Crash fought Spyro villains and Spyro fought Crash villains. It was a cool little game that I remember playing. I have a Super Mario game, which was a lot of fun, because who doesn't like Super Mario? I have Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku. Basically, it's the events of the Cell Saga and the Android Saga from Dragon Ball Z. It's fun. It's easy. Next, I have Pokemon Ruby. Pokemon Ruby was the third generation of Pokemon games. I absolutely love that. My Game Boy Advance works. Just actually, my Game Boy Advance doesn't work. My Game Boy SP works. I just didn't bring it up for this video. Also, I have Pokemon Sapphire. I like Sapphire because I like Kyogre better than Groudon. And then I have Pokemon Leaf Green, which was the remake of Pokemon Red and Blue. I love that game. All right, now we're moving on to the more console games other than Spyro. So first off, I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai. This is actually what got me into Dragon Ball. I like the fighter elements of it. I don't really like fighter games, but I really do like Dragon Ball Z, and I remember the combat was fun when I played it. Next, I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, which was the sequel to the original Budokai. This one, I remember it was like a tactical element to the game, and I did really enjoy that. And finally, I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. And really, the only reason I put these out was because I remember enjoying playing them. And a lot of these PlayStation games, I'm never going to play again, but it's cool to have in the when I look at my gaming and be like, oh, I remember some of those good memories. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, love this game. I never really beat it, but this was Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is really what got me into playing Grand Theft Auto games. I mean, I like the GTA 4 a little more, but I do really like San Andreas. Next, I have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone video game. I absolutely really dig the Sorcerer's Stone. The first two Harry Potter games. I have Chamber of Secrets. I just don't know what I did with it. But Chamber of Secrets is just such a cool little. They're both really cool games because you just basically tell the story. But as you're going through Hogwarts, learning spells, it's really cool games. Also, I have Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. I saw there's a new Quidditch game out there. I kind of want to get it, but I didn't want to really spend the money for it. I really like that game though. You play as one of the houses and you go on to the Quidditch World Cup and try to become the best Quidditch team in the world. It's a cool game. Next, I have Kingdom Hearts. This game I absolutely love. I mean, it's Disney meets Final Fantasy characters, but I love how you go to the worlds of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Aladdin, and Hercules, and it's just such a good game. I like the second one better, which I'm actually just about to talk about. I love the second one. It's just such a cool game, and the gameplay is fun. I love the remasters of it. It's just such a cool game. NCAA basketball. I love college basketball. I wish they would make another one. I had it for Xbox 360. I just don't know what happened to it. And I would love to play them again one day. I'm hoping they make another college basketball game. Probably one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2 was Star Wars Battlefront. I loved reliving the old maps from the original Battlefront, from the 5 Star Wars movies, because this came out before Revenge of the Sith. But Battlefront 2 is my absolute favorite of these games. It's just such awesome storytelling. Action's great, and I love Galactic Conquest. It's something they didn't bring back for the remake of Battlefront, which were terrible, which is why they re-released the Battlefront, which I bought digitally because they didn't have a physical release. And yeah, Battlefront 2 is awesome. Now we're gonna move on to the original Xbox games, and I only have 2 because I did not own an original Xbox. So I have Fable. Fable was I've never actually played Fable. It's a game that I really do want to play, and one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be playing more video games. I want to at least try to make it like one game a month. But yeah, I absolutely love Fable. I think it's such I love Fable 2 and 3. It's good. So I think I would like Fable, and I'm looking forward to the new Fable coming out soon. And then I have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Such an awesome game that really is one of the best Star Wars games ever shown. That I just think it's really good. So, and the story's great. The gameplay's not the best, but it also, for me, it's that BioWare game. I was like, oh, they're legit. Now I have a PSP game, and that is Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadrons. Just like I said before, I love my Star Wars Battlefront games, and this one was such a good one. And I love playing it on my PSP, which I do have the Battlefront. I have my PSP still. I don't know what happened to my back of it, but it had Darth Vader's thing on it. But I haven't played this thing in years, and I don't know if I ever will play it again. But it's cool. It's cool to have. Next, I'm gonna move on to my Switch games, or not my Switch games, my Nintendo DS games. I have Pokemon Y, Pokemon Sun, and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. All 3 are great games. I really do enjoy them all. I also have Pokemon White. I think it fell off my shelf because I don't have the original case for the game anymore. So I would have to find out. But I do have Pokemon White because I just recently replayed it. It was a lot of fun to replay. And Alpha Sapphire was such a good remake. Y and Sun were alright. Alright, now we're moving on to Xbox 360. And Xbox 360 is really that generation of games that I really enjoy playing, because I went from PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360, and now I'm kind of in that PlayStation train the rest of my gaming career or life, or however long I play games. So my first game on my Xbox 360 is Assassin's Creed. Love the first Assassin's Creed. It was such a awesome game that was absolutely incredible. The gameplay was it was the story. It set the world up, and it was kind of rinse and repeat. But hey, I like being an assassin during the Crusades. I thought that was very interesting. Next, I have Assassin's Creed 2. This was the game that really, for me, made the Assassin's Creed franchise, and it always makes me want to go back and be like, can I recapture that love of the original Assassin's Creed game? Usually it's no, but Assassin's Creed 2 was such a good game. Ezio Auditore was just such an interesting character that I absolutely loved. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was such a good game as well. You basically continue the story of Ezio as you're building the assassin base in Rome, which was so cool. And finally, we have Assassin's Creed Revelation. It's the finale to Ezio and Altier's story from the original Assassin's Creed game. It's set in Istanbul or Constantinople. I really like that game. Then we move on to Assassin's Creed 3. This was the first game that took place after the Ezio series. You play as Connor during the American Revolution. Connor was a little dense. I didn't really like how they ended Desmond's story, but it's fine. And then we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Black Flag is one of those games that I absolutely love playing, and because you basically are pirates. You're an assassin. It's a better pirate game than an assassin game, because you can just go attack a ship just like you're an actual pirate. There was a ship element in Assassin's Creed 3, which they just elevated in Assassin's Creed in that one. And next, I have Assassin's Creed Rogue. I never played Rogue. It's one of those games that I definitely want to play one day. But I love Assassin's Creed, obviously, as you can tell. For now, I have Batman Arkham Origins. This is the origin tell. I think this was made by a different studio. I think it was Montreal Games that did this one. I did like it. I didn't beat it, but I did really enjoy playing it. I have Arkham Origins, but I guess I've lost it over the years. I recently just reacquired Batman Arkham City, which this game was incredible. I mean, this game really feel like, man, it's just such a good one. I absolutely love playing. And the Catwoman elements to the game was great as well. Next, I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is the first Call of Duty game I ever played. I absolutely love the story. I love and this is my first game I really played multiplayer. And this is when I really was like, oh, I kind of like multiplayer. Now I'm not on that bandwagon of Modern Warfare on Call of Duty anymore, like some people. And then I also have Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, I think this is the game that the multiplayer was absolutely incredible. And I did like the story, was good. I want to buy Modern Warfare 3 just so I can have it. This is a game that's still sealed, never played. I actually got in it recently, and that is Dead Space. I've never played it, don't really know much about it. Now I'll move on to Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins, I love Dragon Age. Dragon Age is one of my favorite video game franchises. It's just such a fantasy story, Lord of the Rings. I mean, I absolutely love them games. Next, we have Dragon Age Awakening, which was really just DLC to the original Dragon Age Origins. I just thought it was a really cool game. And then Dragon Age 2, this was it takes place right after the events of Dragon Age Origins, and it's a separate story. It's what I've always appreciated from Dragon Age. Other than the last two, they've kind of did their own little things and kind of more tied in together. But Dragon Age 2, you played the champion of Kirkwall as you're trying to go from refugee to champion. It's such a cool game. It's a game I really want to replay one day. Fable 2. Love Fable 2. This is a game that it took me a little bit to get into it, but I really do enjoy it. I love the gameplay. The decisions are very interesting. I mean, it's such a cool little story. Fable 2 is such a good one. And then we have Fable 3. Fable 3, you're basically you're trying to become the king of Avion, and as you're dealing with if you're dealing with your brother, this game is sealed. But I've played this game before. I absolutely love the game. The gameplay is fun. I just think it's such an improvement of Fable 2. And I'm looking forward to Fable 4, whatever it's actually eventually going to be called. Now we have Fallout 3. Fallout is my favorite video game franchise. It's just, this was the game that got me into playing the new generation of video games. Because I remember my brother had came up, brought his Xbox, and I played Fallout 3, and when you open that world up and you see the historical monuments, and I was like, this is incredible. I've recently, this year, replayed Fallout 3, still holds up. Next we have Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas was made by Obsidian, a different studio from from Bethesda. And I like Fallout New Vegas. I was replaying it, and it was kind of hard to get into it a little bit. But the Fallout series really got me interested to play both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas again. So yeah, and also what's great about having an Xbox Series X is that I can replay some of these games that are always fun to go back. Next we have Gears of War. I played the first mission of the original Gears of War, and recently I decided I wanted to own all the Gears of War games because I want to go back and replay them because it's one of those big franchise games, and since I have a Series X, I want to play those Gears of War games. So I want to get to that eventually. Next we have Gears of War 2, the sequel to Gears of War. Like I said, I want to play it eventually. And then the third of the trilogy of Gears of War is Gears of War. Then I have Gears of War Judgment. I guess it's a spinoff or a prequel, or I don't really know what the story of Gears of War Judgment is. But like I said, we'll go back and play them one day. GTA 4 was my Grand Theft Auto game that I absolutely enjoyed playing. It was just such a great story. The gameplay was cool. I love Liberty City. I like the main characters. I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 4. I think it's such a good one. Next we have Halo 3. This was one of the first games I bought on the Xbox. I remember I went to GameStop and I bought Soul Calibur 4, Halo 3, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And Halo 3, I'm not as big of a Halo fan as others, but Halo 3 is one that I remember playing a lot, especially with some of my friends online a lot. Next we have L.A. Noire. L.A. Noire, she played detective. I believe it's in it says here 1940s. You're a detective. You go from different police departments. It was such a really interesting game. Left 4 Dead 2. I love the first Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2 is just as good. I mean, you're in a team. You're trying to survive a zombie apocalypse, and you're trying to go from one location to the other. I just think Left 4 Dead 2 is such a great game, and I love Left 4 Dead 2 better just because you can use melee weapons, which I use a lot in Left 4 Dead. Next I have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Really like this game. I replayed it on Steam a few years ago. Love that game. And I think I just talked about NCAA. I have 2 copies of it for some reason. But I love those games. And then NCAA Football 10. Really like that game as well. Rock Band 3. I love Rock Band. I love playing the music and the guitars. I have the instruments downstairs. Maybe something I need to plug back up, see if it works still. The Saboteur was a interesting game. You're playing a Frenchman there in Nazi-occupied Paris. It's a fun little game that I actually really enjoyed. And finally, I have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. I love The Force Unleashed. It was such a cool Star Wars game. I mean, you could just do things that you always dreamed about being a Force user. So yeah, Force Unleashed was such a good game, and that concludes my Xbox 360 edition of this part of the video. And now we're gonna move on. We're gonna knock out Xbox One, and then we'll move on to the PS4. All right. So now we're going to move on to my Xbox One. I didn't own an Xbox One, but like I said, I own an Xbox Series X now, so I can go back and play some of these games. The one game I have that just like the other one, Gears of War 4. I haven't played any of the Gears of War games. I want to play them eventually, so I bought it to play one day. And I want to get Gears of War 5 just so I can have it, but I'll wait for the price to go down. And Titanfall, I got it last year for my brother for Christmas. I don't know if I'll ever play that game, to be honest with you. Now we're moving on to my PS4 games. And just like with the Xbox, PS4 I'm taking the Switch to PlayStation because I like the exclusives better than Xbox exclusives. I mean, I remember I played the original Uncharted games on the PS3 and absolutely loved them, and so I was like, I need to get me a PlayStation 4 so I can enjoy more of their exclusive games. So first of all, you have Assassin's Creed Unity. Unity was such a weird game because I love the setting. I didn't love the gameplay. The game was very buggy. And there's some people online that says Unity is the best Assassin's Creed game. They're wrong. So, because I really didn't enjoy it that much. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is the latest of the Assassin's Creed anime storyline. You play two characters of Evie and Jacob Fry, where you're basically in London during the Victorian era, during the Industrial Revolution. There are a lot of guns in this game. The gameplay is really fun. I really like Syndicate, and they went away from the style of Assassin's Creed to more of the RPG elements. As I get ready to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins, which I absolutely loved. I thought this was a breath of fresh air for the Assassin's Creed franchise, because you deal with the Egyptian, the pyramids. It was such a cool, and the story of Bayek, and as he's trying to get revenge for his son, and then what eventually becomes the Hidden Ones, the Assassin's Order, was really interesting. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I don't really even view as an Assassin's Creed game, but I absolutely love this game. I love ancient Greece. It was just such a breath. Like I said, once again, a breath of fresh air. The gameplay was fun. Like I said, it's not my favorite Assassin's Creed game, but I love the game. So I take that for what it was. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed 4 with the pirate element to it. And also the ship element with the ramming into ships was really cool. Next is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I did not like this game, and for me, there's so much to do, and I'm also not a big Viking person. I think Vikings are overrated. I know, I said it. Next, I have Batman Arkham Knight. I never finished this game. I didn't like you have to do every little side quest, and I don't have time for all of that. Next, I have Call of Duty World War II. I enjoy Call of Duty World War II. It's I remember the original on the Xbox 360. That's the one I really enjoy playing. So, but I always, every time there's a World War II game, I always pick it up, hoping it's like that, and it usually isn't. Next, I have Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy. This is the remastered of the 3 original Crash Bandicoot games. Love Crash Bandicoot. The games were fun. I enjoy replaying them. Then we have Crash Team Racing. I still play this into the console every now and then. It's just such a good little Mario Kart. I remember playing it originally on the PlayStation 2, and that was such a fun game. Dragon Age Inquisition, such a good game. I believe it won Game of the Year. I just thought Dragon Age Inquisition was great. I love Origins a little more, but Inquisition is great. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. This is originally on the Xbox 360. I guess I don't have the original on 360, which is fine. But Elder Scrolls is absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to the new one. This game was so explorative, and you can do all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, Elder Scrolls was great. Next, we have Fallout 4. Just like with Elder Scrolls, Fallout 4 was great. You play in Boston, and you're dealing with the Commonwealth with androids. It was such a cool game. The story's great. The extensive of how you can explore your character and really how the story starts is great. Fallout 4 is great. The Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've never played Final Fantasy other than Kingdom Hearts, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to playing Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I believe is on my Christmas list. So we'll see. We'll see if I get it or not, and I guess I'll talk about it next year. Next is Ghost of Tsushima. This was my game of the generation. I did a top 10 on one of my podcasts, but Ghost of Tsushima was great. I love Japanese history. I love the story. It's just such a great game, and I'm looking forward to the sequel, Ghosts of Yuria or something. I haven't even looked at anything about it yet because I want to play it no matter what. Probably because it looks incredible. Next, I have God of War. God of War is such a good game. The game was absolutely incredible. And I started Ragnarok. I just haven't got really into it. Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, what more do I have to say? It's Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's fun. The multiplayer people love. I actually like I like playing more by myself. I guess I'm a loner that type. And so I really like that one. Next, I have Horizon Zero Dawn. Love that game, and I want to play the sequel to it. I think it was such a cool game that I love post apocalypse stuff. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but it was still pretty cool. Next, I have the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5. It basically has the original Kingdom Hearts games just on the PlayStation 4. These were great. It was great to have. And then I have Kingdom Hearts 3, which was not my favorite game ever. I just wish it was a lot better. Last of Us Part 2. I did not like Last of Us Part 2. I'm a little worried about the new season of Last of Us because, because this is going to be based off Last of Us Part 2, and I don't think the story was nowhere near as good as Last of Us Part 1. Which I need to own Last of Us Part 1. I don't know why I don't have that. Next, I have Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game by Insomniac Games. This game is incredible. I love playing as Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, and I think this is even better than the Batman Arkham series. But, the gameplay was great. The story is very good. It's just and it's cool seeing all the cool villains in there. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was such a cool game. You play as a Jedi who really didn't finish all of his Jedi training, and he's trying to. The story's good. How he's fighting the Inquisitors, and really cool. I really like Jedi Fallen Order. It's just such a good Star Wars game. Star Wars Squadrons was a game I picked up for real cheap, and I love being able to get in the X-Wing or TIE Fighter. The gameplay is really hard, and it's not a game I played a lot. I played the story, and I was kind of pretty much done with it. But I did really enjoy it. This game would probably be very interested on VR, even though I don't like VR, just because I just don't. Red Dead Redemption 2, I played it. I really didn't like it. The original is a lot better. Next, we have Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. This was one of my first few games. I bought the Destiny PS4, and then I got this game soon afterwards. I really did enjoy this game. I didn't get the sequel to it, but I really like how it reminded me a lot of Arkham Assassin's Creed gameplay style. Next, I have the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I do have this on the Steelbook because I pre-ordered it. Love Mass Effect. Mass Effect's one of my favorite games of all time, and I love this collection. Mass Effect Andromeda, unlike Mass Effect 2 or 3 or 1, I did not really care for this game. I never actually even finished the game. Now I have the Spyro Reunited trilogy. This is basically just like the Crash series. Has all 3 of the Spyro games in there. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Next, we have Tales of the Borderlands. This is a Telltale game I bought randomly. I don't know why I really own it, but like I said, I don't really like Borderlands, but hey, I own it. So I have some games I bought online, and they didn't come with a disc, but this is, I'm sure you can't see, but it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is a Tomb Raider. I really like that Tomb Raider game, and I was like, I want to play the other ones, and this is the Rise of the Tomb Raider. I can't remember which one comes first. But like I said, these are games that one day, maybe, probably not, we'll want to play. Next, we have the Uncharted collection. This includes Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, and Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Love these games. They're great. One of the best games PlayStation has ever created. And such a great story. And Uncharted 4 was in my top 10 of the top 10 generation games. And I think it's just such a cool game. And then Uncharted Lost Legacy was basically DLC for Uncharted 4. And then we have Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is not my favorite game. And I always heard rave reviews about it. But I just didn't care for it. And finally, Wolfenstein: A New Order. I believe I got this at Christmas. Never played it. Maybe one day. So now we're going to move on to my Nintendo Switch games. First off, we have Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time. I bought this on Switch randomly. I've played it recently. Really do enjoy the game. I love how they've changed some of the gameplay up. So it was really fresh. I really like it. Next, we have The Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild. I've played opening moments of this game. Really do enjoy it. I don't have a lot of time to play it, and I just haven't got a chance to play it. Now we're moving on to my Pokemon games. I love Pokemon. We have Let's Go Pikachu. Didn't really love that game, though. I didn't like the Pokemon Go elements to it. I would rather play a straight-up Pokemon game. Pokemon Shield, I liked some elements of it. It's just not as good as some of the original games. We have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which is a remake of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. It was fine, it's just not my favorite. This is a game I need to give a little more chance to, and that's Legend Arceus. I like it. It's just very different from the Pokemon games that I know of, which I guess that's my problem. And then we have Pokemon Scarlet, which is the latest Pokemon game to come out. And I do enjoy Pokemon Scarlet. I just need, like I said, I need to give it a little more. Like I said, I've beaten the game and I played it a few times. It's just, I guess I'm just an old school Pokemon fan. And then I have Scarlet Row for re-election. Saints Row, sorry. And I've never played a Saints Row game. Don't know if I ever will. So, yeah. And then, now we move on to my Xbox Series X, which is the only game I own, is Starfield. The reason I played it, I got an Xbox Series X. I do like Starfield. It's very overwhelming. I need to get back into it. Hopefully I can get back into it in 2025. So first we have Assassin's Creed Mirage. I guess I have an Assassin's Creed for every generation so far, but Assassin's Creed Mirage I really do enjoy. I really do enjoy the Assassin's Creed games. I have not played this game. I haven't even opened this game yet. So I'm going to have to play that eventually. Next we have Call of Duty Vanguard. This is the World War II Call of Duty. I'm a sucker for Call of Duty in World War II. I didn't really care for it, but I would definitely want to play it one day again. This is my most recent game I bought, and that's Dragon Age Veilguard. I do enjoy Veilguard. It's just I haven't had a lot of time to focus with sports going on and Christmas and holidays. Just haven't really got a chance to dig my teeth into it yet, but I do enjoy what I've played so far. Final Fantasy 16, I have not got a chance to play it yet. I've heard great things about it. I'm going to play it one day. Next we have God of War Ragnarok. I have started this game. I stopped because I just couldn't stay focused. But that was my problem with the original God of War. So, but yeah, I love what I've played of it so far. I do and like. I just have to get more time into playing it. Next we have Hogwarts Legacy, which I think is my favorite game of the PlayStation 5 so far. I love Harry Potter, and I love that it's something completely different that I just absolutely enjoy. It was just cool to be. It was absolutely cool to be a wizard and to do stuff that I've always dreamt about doing, which is really cool. And even to do like the unforgivable spells, which is stuff that I wasn't really expecting. Next, we got my sports games. We got Madden 22. This has Tom Brady on there. Madden 24. I didn't really play a lot of that. And then NBA 2K22, 23, and 24, which has which is the Kobe Bryant edition of it, which is really cool because it was sad that what happened to him. Then we have Spider-Man 2, which is the last game I have beaten. Those were my last video game review. I really do enjoy Spider-Man 2. Alright, and my final game is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I really do enjoy Jedi Survivor. I liked Jedi Fallen Order a lot more, but it was a cool game. So I like how you're able to use two lightsabers, or even you keep using the dual lightsaber. I enjoy everything about, and also I love the blaster and a lightsaber element to it. So I think that was really good game. So that is my video game collection for this year. I will probably get a few more games in 2024 before the year's over with, but I want to go ahead and do it so I can go ahead and edit the video and then have it released before my end of year videos, because I have a bunch of videos coming out. I'm sure you've already seen my Star Wars canon book rankings. Then we have some of my other books, or then we have my movie collection, which I have not done, which I might start today. We'll see, and hopefully that comes out tomorrow for everybody. So guys, and also we'll have me and Randy Cage's top 10s of the year, and also I'm planning on doing a top 20 movies of the decade so far. That's from 2020 to 2024. I'm very looking forward to it, and then there'll be some movie reviews after the new year, more likely, because I won't have enough time, and also the Doctor Who Christmas special, if it hasn't already come out. So guys, what game are you? What's your favorite game in your collection? Or just tell me something. I love physical media. # long live physical media, and it's going away. The next generation, I will not be able to buy disc forms because they don't want to make disc forms anymore, which is really sad. And I love physical media. I love just looking at my games and be like, oh, I really like you. So hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully they do keep making this, but I'll be shocked if they do. So guys, whatever it is. So guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up, subscribe, see more, and tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.